So, all right, you know what I think I can do is if I move this tray, let's see if I move that over here, I think I can get far enough back that you guys can see. Now, please don't hesitate. We do have the Q&A, so I'm going to open that. And if there's any questions that you guys have, as I'm going through, please go ahead and put those questions right into the Q&A and the chat. So I have my Cricut Joy, and it's not out of the packaging yet. I'm just like you, getting ready, getting started. So the first thing we want to do is go ahead and open up your Cricut Joy box. And I'm just going to grab my scissors so I can undo my packaging here. Now, you do want to go ahead and keep your Cricut Joy box. I always kind of keep my boxes. I store them away in case I ever need them in the future, so that I have them if I need them. In your packaging, you will have your Cricut Joy. Now, what makes the Cricut Joy different and special is its compact size. So the Cricut Joy is about 5 pounds, and it's got a great portability, which means if you are taking it to a crop or something like that, you can just really tuck this into a bin and go and craft with it. So it's got the great portability. It's also cuts, one other thing that makes it different is that it cuts 4.5 inches wide versus our larger Explorer and Maker machines, which cut 11.5 inches wide. So you definitely have a smaller space with this to work with on your cutting. So it's definitely smaller there. And the other really cool thing, and as we begin to unbox, you'll see there's no cord to connect it with your computer, and that's because it all connects with your Bluetooth. Okay, now you also have the open packaging, this Open Me, and in here, we're going to set this aside, but inside here is your warranty as well as some material to work with and the Let's Get Started guide. So all very important things. And then you have in the back, let me just show you where that is. Make sure you pull this out. This is the cutting mat. Now, again, your cutting mat will be 5 inches wide, but the overall width that the Cricut Joy cuts is 4.5 inches. And the cool thing about the Cricut Joy is it was the first machine to use Cricut Smart Material. So what that means is your Cricut Joy will cut one design in 4 feet in length using Cricut Joy Smart Material. You can also get really long 20-foot material and cut a repetitive shape. So you can make one design 4 feet and cut it, but then you can take that design and replicate it 5 times and cut it 20 feet. So the Cricut Joy was really the first Cricut machine to work with the Cricut Smart Material. And what makes the Smart Material difference is that the Cricut Joy Smart Material doesn't require your mat. So you can cut those long 4-foot or 20-foot cuts without using a mat, but only if you're using Cricut Smart Material. If you're using just Cricut Vinyl, then you would need to use your cutting mat, and then you're limited to the length of mat. And there is a longer mat that you can get that allows you to cut longer cuts if you like. All right. So let's see. Inside here, we also have our power cord. Now your power cord will come in 2 parts. One, you just plug it together and then it all connects into the wall. Now we're going to go ahead and tuck everything back into your box and close that up. Also may have noticed in the bottom, I pulled out the Cricut Joy pen. Now, Cricut Joy pens are compatible with the machine. The difference is, like with the Cricut Joy pens and the regular pens, they have a smaller barrel. So when you're picking out your materials, you want to make sure that you are using the Cricut Joy pen. And I see I have a problem with my microphone. Let me just go ahead and switch that. Sorry. Sorry, guys.
Kesley,
Yep.
I just wanted to tell you, I could hear you fine.
Oh, okay.
So I think it might have been that their sound setting
Okay.
might need to be adjusted.
All right. I noticed that my microphone was off, so that's why I thought I could go ahead and plug that in. Thank you, though. So hopefully you can hear me better. Okay, great. Now, the first thing we want to do with your Cricut Joy machine is go ahead and plug it in. Now, when you open it up, notice that there's a little piece of styrofoam in there. You want to go ahead and remove that little piece. Put that in your box as well. Now, one other difference between your Cricut Joy machines and our other Cricut machines, the Cricut Joy only has one tool holder. So when you work with other machines, our Explorer, our Maker machines, you have two holders. Now, your machine comes with the fine point blade already loaded into your machine. So this is already part of your packaging. It's already in there. This is the Cricut fine point blade. You can switch it out and use the pen or the foil tips. And that you just take out that blade and add the pen into where the blade is. Okay, so that's how that works. Now, let's go ahead and talk about how to set up your Cricut Joy. So the first thing we want to do, I have to kind of go back here. The first thing you want to do is go ahead and unwrap your extension cords, not extension cords, your outlet cords. You have one that will go into the wall. So find your wall outlet and go ahead and plug that in. Mine happens to be, fortunately, right down here. So we're going to plug that in. And we've got this here. And then we're going to take that second side and plug this one in. So we just plug that one in like that. And then you have the small side here. This little piece is what goes into the back of your Cricut Joy. So I'm just going to take that and I'll slide that right into the back of my Cricut Joy. Now you'll notice it's making some noise, as well as we have the light on the top of the Cricut Joy. And now you know it's plugged in and it's active. Now your Cricut Joy will communicate with your mobile device or your desktop or your laptop using Bluetooth. The Bluetooth is built in. So to get started connecting it and getting it to talk, you need to be able to connect with your Bluetooth. So I thought I had my phone right here. Your computer should have Bluetooth. So you need to go to your settings on whichever device you're using. If you're using a laptop or a desktop or a mobile device, you just need to go into the settings feature and turn on your Bluetooth and make sure that your Bluetooth can pick up your Joy. So let's go ahead. I'm going to share my screen here and let's see. Let me make sure I can pull up my settings. I've got lots of dialog box open here, but let me go ahead and pull open my settings here. Let's go ahead and I want to open up my settings here. So I'm on a Windows PC. So I go to the little windows and I type in settings. And then in there, I just type in Bluetooth. Let me share my screen here. Not giving me the option to just share that. So let's see. Here we go. Okay, so if I share my screen here, so you want to be in your settings feature of your whatever device you're on, and then you can type in Bluetooth, and that will pull up the settings that are connected to your Bluetooth. So if I go to Bluetooth and other device settings, when I click on that, it'll tell me what devices are in range. So I'm just going to scroll down and look for a Cricut Joy. Now, if you if you have more than one machine or something like that, and you're wondering, well, which Cricut Joy is it? If you turn your Cricut Joy over on the back side here, it will tell you what the number is. And this is Joy 7D49. That's the one I have. So everyone will have a different one on the bottom. So let's go back to my settings and see if I can't find that particular Cricut Joy. My other one I have is already found. So if you don't see it, you need to come up to the top where you can add Bluetooth and other device. So I'm going to add a device that's connected with Bluetooth. And it's looking, and there you see, now I have my Joy 7D49. So I'm going to click on that one. And it says my device is ready to go, which is great. So once you've connected your Bluetooth with your device, I'm going to give everybody a second. If you need to do that, connect your Bluetooth with your device so that we can go to the next step, which is setting up your Cricut account. Okay, so once you've got your Cricut Joy is plugged in, you've got your light on top, and you've got it connected with your Bluetooth, we'll be ready to set up your Cricut account. Now, if you already have a Cricut account, that's okay. You might have Design Space already downloaded on your device. If you're using a mobile device, you want to make sure that you have Design Space downloaded and on the Design Space app downloaded and on your device. If you are if you're working with a desktop and laptop like I am, I'll show you how to set up your account from here. So what we're going to do is, for my desktop or laptop, I'm going to go into Zoom, and I'm going to go into a web browser, and I'm going to type in Cricut.com /setup. And this will take me to the website to set up a new machine or a new device. So it's Cricut.com /setup. Or if you're on your mobile device, you want to download the Cricut app, and in there you'll set up your machine. So what I'm going to set up is a brand new cutting machine. So I click on cutting machine, and no matter what device you're setting up, like if you decide, okay, I want to go for a larger machine, or I want to do the heat press, you would follow these same steps. And even if you already have a Cricut account, you'd follow the same steps. So then I'm going to say, I want to set up Cricut Joy. And from here, I need to download Design Space. So I'm going to say, I agree to the terms and conditions, and I'm going to download Design Space. And then now this will let me download my Design Space. Now, in your downloads folder right here on my screen, I hope you guys can see this. At the bottom of my screen, let me get this raised up a little bit. You can see the dial is turning, that the executable is opening for Design Space. Now, I already have Design Space downloaded on my desktop, so it may tell me that I already have it downloaded. So let's just double click on it. You can, if you don't see this folder at the bottom of your Windows screen, you can go into your downloads. So let's go ahead and double click on it. Now, you may not see this on my end. It's saying that I already have Design Space running. I'm going to go ahead and close that and install a new version. And while that's installing, I have a little bar going across, and it's installing that new version on my desktop or laptop. So everyone should be installing their new version. Now, once I have it installed, it will should automatically open on your desktop or laptop. And then we'll be able to go into Design Space and set up a new machine from there. If you haven't, and you can always refer to the instruction booklet here that you got. You can to walk you through the steps on how to set up your Design Space. And let's see, here we go. My Design Space is opening. Sometimes it may take a minute or two to get your Design Space downloaded and opened up. So we're just going to let that run in the background. You will need to set up a Cricut account. And I think mine will already be set up. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again. Let's go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so here I have my Design Space. No, here we go. Here's Design Space. Okay, so this is what Design Space looks like. Now I am already logged in, so I'm going to go ahead and sign out so you all can see, if you don't already have a Cricut Access account, what you'll do. You can come right into here and either do product setup or sign in. If you click on sign in, it will give you the opportunity to create a Cricut ID or sign in with your current Cricut ID. So go ahead, and if you don't have a Cricut ID, you want to go ahead and click in Create Cricut ID. Then you want to add in your email address. So my email address, I'm just going to make up a fake email address. So let's say kesley@coolkid.com. That's not really my email address, but we're just making that up. And then you enter your password. So go ahead and type in your password that you want. It needs to be 8 letters. Follow these rules. You have to have a lowercase and an uppercase. So go ahead and put in your password, and then make sure you add in your first name and your last name. And then make sure you indicate if you're in the United States or in a different country. There's a big drop-down menu that you can use. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead and make sure I'm in the United States. And you can opt in for marketing from Cricut. That'll give you ideas and inspiration. Or if you'd prefer not to, you can click no, you'd prefer not to, so you can uncheck that box. And then you want to agree to the Cricut terms of use and privacy. If you want to read those, you can click on terms of use or privacy policy, and then you'll be able to read those. And then you want to go ahead and create your Cricut ID. Now, I already have my Cricut ID, so I'm going to go ahead and sign in with my Cricut ID. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, so I'm going to sign in with my Cricut ID, and it just takes a second to accept that and find me. And then it will take you to the home screen. So once you're on the home screen, if this is your first time here, it's a little like, oh, look at all this stuff to look at. The most important part when setting up a new device in the home screen is up here on the header bar. On the left side, you have what's called a sandwich menu. And when you click on that sandwich menu, a drop-down menu appears. And this is really your navigation tool around Design Space. From here, you want to go ahead and click on New Product Setup. Once you go into there, it'll take you right through the same process, but you're in Design Space. So it'll get us there a little bit further. So we want to make sure that we have our machine 10 inches from the wall. And the reason for that, I just want to close out. The reason for that is if your machine will take your mat, when it measures it in, it brings it in and it brings it all the way through the back. So you want to make sure that you have plenty of room behind the machine so your mat doesn't hit a wall and get jammed in your Cricut Joy. So you want to make sure that you have at least 10 inches of space between a wall and the back of your machine. So you make sure you've got it all set up right and you're ready to go. And then we've already done the plugging in. We've already selected our Bluetooth. So I just need to say which Cricut Joy I'm connecting. And so I'll be connecting this 7D49 with the Bluetooth. And my Bluetooth, I already connected it. So it's just going to take a moment. Now, once it's found your machine, you'll get this green button at the bottom. And you want to go ahead and click continue. From here, it will, let me just sign that. Okay, from here, it will check the firmware on your machine. So if you have, maybe your machine isn't brand new, maybe you've had it for a while, you could potentially need to update the firmware. And that's the software that's inside your machine. So it connects with your machine and it will update the firmware. And that could take a little bit of time. Okay, so once you've got that done, you're ready to make your first project. Now we're going to go back into our machine here, into our little packet of goodies, and you'll notice that you have your getting started guide, which is right here, and you have your warranty, which you want to hold on to. So keep that, all that materials tucked inside there. And then you have a piece of Cricut Smart Vinyl, as well as some paper. And it looks like this maybe it had been used. So let me grab another piece of Smart Vinyl here. I have one of the tubes of Cricut Smart Vinyl that's special for your Cricut Joy size here. So let me go ahead and open that up. And with your Smart Vinyl, again, you do not need to use the Cricut mat. You can just cut your machine will just load in your Smart Vinyl and cut your Smart Vinyl away. So I'm just going to step and grab my paper trimmer here so I can trim this up. It looks like it's about a 5-inch by 5-inch piece. Oh, 6 inches. So let me just cut my piece here. I think yours is probably in the box is probably a black piece of vinyl, which is okay. I'll just use this one today. So I have my vinyl that's already that is ready to go. Okay, so grab your vinyl and we're going to go back into Design Space. Now in Design Space, they make it really easy for you to do your first project because they have everything right here ready to go. So I'm just going to click on a design. You can choose any design you'd like to. Just go ahead and click on a design and then say next. From here, it will tell you to confirm that you have your fine point blade in your machine. And this is a good time to make sure you took out that little piece of foam in there. Okay, so once you've got that in there, then we're going to insert the Smart Vinyl under the guides and up against the rollers. So what that means is with your with your Cricut Joy, it has these little, let me see if I can get this closer to the camera here. It has these little notches here. And this is what you want to get your Smart Vinyl up against the edge here and underneath the notches. So we're just going to take our Smart Vinyl and we're going to put it up against the edge like this. And you'll hear it start to say, it sounds like it's going to start eating it. But there's a little sensor that will sense you put your material in and it's ready to load. So I'm going to put this down so I can do it with 2 hands. Okay. Once you're ready to load your vinyl, you want to make sure you keep one hand on the front so that you can give just a little bit of love and nudge to it to get it to feed into your machine. So let's go back to Design Space and see what it's telling us. So insert the Smart Vinyl underneath and inside here. Once you know it's not sucking it in, so I've got it inserted. All right. It's flashing. It's not feeding it in. Anita, what am I doing wrong here?
Are you making sure that it's flat as you push it in?
Yes. It's flat.
Okay, there could be an issue with the button detection over on the side where um, it notices that the paper is being put in. There's a little button that tells the machine the paper is coming in.
Yeah,
It's under the guides.
it's like a little detector button, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you might want to switch out your machine and then we can troubleshoot it later.
Okay, I can do that. I think this is my 0771. Yep. Okay, how when I trouble do this one. All right, there we go. That one's should already be paired. So let me go ahead and go back into design space. So let's see, it probably will tell me I need to repair my machine, huh?
You would need to pair it to the new one, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. And my other one is not set up. So let me show you from there. You can, I'm going to pause here because I couldn't keep doing the steps. So from that point in the setup, you would load in your material and go ahead and cut out your shape. When you're ready to do your next project,
Kesley,
yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Has that one been paired? It's been paired already, right?
Yes, this one has been.
So you should be able to just go ahead and start using it.
Yes. I was thinking I would just show them what they would do next and go into design space.
That makes sense.
Okay, let's do that. That's always the fun part too, right? Like seeing what you can do after you've made your first cut. So we'll go back into design space from here and go into, I've got my Cricut Joy selected. That's the machine I'm using. And I'm going to go ahead and make a new project. Yep. Okay. So on your new project, this will take you into the Cricut canvas. Now, the Cricut canvas is where all of the creation and the excitement happens. And we have some really fun classes in February to take an introductory into the canvas and then a deeper dive into the canvas. But from here, what you can do is click on images icon, and this will take you into the Cricut Access library of images, and you can begin to browse images. And as you can see, there are over 300,000 different images. This little A here on certain images indicates that that image is part of Cricut Access. Now, when you have your new machine, you do get a 30-day free trial for Cricut Access. So I recommend activating that when you are ready to start crafting, and then you can play around in Cricut Access and find all kinds of different images and icons that you can go ahead and cut out right from design space. So when you find an image that you like, I was going to do the sunflower. So I can just do a quick search for sunflower and find an image in design space that is a sunflower. Now I can, since I have Cricut Access as in my account, I could go ahead and choose any of these designs and cut them out that have the Cricut Access there, and I don't have to pay for it. If I am doing, let's do this little one here for Valentine's Day, that's super cute. If I let's say you don't have Cricut Access and you're just, you're cutting out a design and you're like, oh, I want to see what images are available in Cricut Access, but you don't have Cricut Access, so you'll see a little price underneath the different images. You can do what I call a la carte. When you purchase images a la carte, that means you've purchased the image, and that image now is part of your Cricut library, and you can cut with that image as much as you want through your Cricut Access user ID, your Cricut user ID and password. That's all, then that becomes part of your account. Cricut does have an angel policy, so if you intend to have a side hustle or you're crafting and selling things, make sure you check out the angel policy so you're familiar with that. Now, you'll notice I pulled in this one, I changed my mind, and I pulled in this sunflower. In my layers panel here on the right, I have a little red exclamation mark. And that means that this image is too big, or there's something wrong with this image for me to be able to cut it. Well, I know that the Cricut Joy only cuts 4.5 inches wide, and this image is a 6-inch wide image. So I just need to go up and change the width of my image to be 4.5 inches, like that. And then you'll notice that red warning symbol went away. Now I can just go ahead and click Make It, and I'm going to send it right to my Cricut Joy using my material that came in my packaging. And it tells me that my image needs to be 6 inches, my material needs to be 6 inches in length. So then I go ahead and say continue. And it's going to be looking for my device. So I just need to say I'm going to be cutting with the Cricut Joy, like that one. And here we go. Now I can choose what material I'm going to cut with. So I could go browse all materials, and this gives me all the materials I can cut with my Cricut Joy without a mat. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut Smart Vinyl Permanent. That's what the material I have in my hand. We're ready to cut with. So I go ahead and say done. Now it tells me to go ahead and make sure I have my fine point blade loaded and my material in my machine. Now, one thing you'll notice, my light on top of my machine is flashing. So it's all ready to go. So I just am going to take my material and load it in. And I can, as soon as I teased my machine, as soon as I put my material in, it started to, you could hear the wheels rotate. Oh, is that what I did? Should I not tease it? I may have to resend it. Maybe that's what I'm doing wrong.
It might be, because if the roller's already engaged, it'll think it's already loaded.
I think that's what I did on the other one, is I teased it and said I was going to use that one. So I'm just going to go back and change my material here. All right, now let's go ahead and we'll see this through. All right, here we go. So we're just going to go ahead and tuck that in. Yeah, that's what I did. I think I did that on the other one. I shouldn't tease it. So it sucks it in, you can see it brings in the material and it measures the material. So it brought it through the back of the machine and brought it back out to the front. And now it's flashing, and I need to just go back to our design space. And it's going to tell me to go ahead and click go. So you come back into design space and you say go. Now this is where I really love the portability of this, because with your phone you can just stand here and cut. My kids make fun of me because I don't let the toaster be on the kitchen counter, but I'll leave my Cricut on the kitchen, my Cricut Joy on the kitchen counter. And I was like, that's my kitchen Cricut. So I can organize and label things right in the kitchen or in a closet. Like if you're trying to get your spring cleaning done, you can just take this into a closet with you. Use your extension cord, the app for your mobile device, and you can organize right in the closet. So as soon as you put, all your summer clothes into a bin and you're ready to put it up high, you can label it with your summer clothes and then just label that bin. I also love using this with the iron-on material. So not only do you have the Cricut Joy Smart Vinyl, but you have the Cricut Joy iron-on material. And for organization, this is really helpful, believe it or not. Like if you have linens that are just kind of all over the closet and you're like, and you need to know which are your full size sheets, which are your twin size sheets, you can take some grosgrain ribbon, cut out full queen with your iron-on vinyl, use your mini press or even your home iron and iron right on the ribbon that it's your full set of sheets or your queen size set of sheets. I'll put a little Velcro on the ribbon so I can just Velcro it around the sheets and then stick those back up in the cabinet. And that makes it super easy and organized. Look, it's going to town. Okay, so are there any questions, you guys? If you have questions, this is a great opportunity to ask questions as we're working through the project. My next thing I want to show you is how to use the mat and cut using the Cricut Joy mat. Now that this has cut, it's stopped cutting. I'm going to go back into Design Space and show you what to do next. So from here, it tells me that it's complete and I'm ready to unload. So I just go ahead and hit unload and my material unloads. Let me stop sharing again. So once your material unloads, you can pick it up from your machine. And now you want to use, if you have a weeding tool, you can use your weeding tool and begin to remove the outside and the inside parts of your design that you do not intend to keep. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove the outside part of my design here, like this. And then I can go ahead and remove all of the inside pieces, like this. And as I just tuck it in and remove it on the outside, like this. So you just take your weeding tool and you click it in the, you kind of turn it towards your shape and you push the tip into and pull out the vinyl that you don't want to keep. And so you work your way all around this design. And then I can take this design and use Cricut transfer tape and transfer this onto a notebook, onto a car decal. Since this is the permanent vinyl, you can put it inside or outside. So the great thing about the Cricut permanent vinyl is it does go inside or outside. You can put it in the dishwasher. So if your cup is dishwasher safe, you can put your vinyl design on it and then just put that right into your dishwasher. So that is great. You're learning how to use the different parts and pieces of the vinyl. Now, sometimes you may want to cut with cardstock. So Cricut has, this is the mat that comes with your machine, but Cricut has longer mats and they have two different mats. So the blue mat is actually, and then there's a third mat as well, but the blue mat here is for cardstock or paper. So if you're cutting paper, you want to use that. And when you're cutting vinyl or heavier materials, you want to use the green mat there. And if you're going to cut cards, the cutaway cards, you would use the card mat. And the card mat is really great because it has, it's like a sleeve there. And so you put the back side of the card in here, you remove your plastic sleeve here, so you have a little stick there, and you put your card design right on to the card and it cuts that way. Now, what I want to show you, though, is how to write and cut with cardstock. So how to use the pen tool. I want to show you how to work with that. So let's go ahead back into Design Space. I'll share my screen again. Now, if you want to, I'll tell you one great way for beginners is come back over to the home screen and you will, when you'll see that in the home screen, it gives you all kinds of sort of jumping off points. So you can go down and see what the featured images are, some projects, get some project ideas and things like that. You can type in the Cricut Joy and get projects for the Cricut Joy. Like if you wanted to do something for Valentine's Day or something, you could click and find a project for that, or you could design your own project. So let's go ahead and in Design Space, I'm going to grab a shape. So I'll use a heart shape. So I want to make a little note for somebody in my family to put in their lunchbox or something fun like that. So I'll make a little heart that is 4.5 inches wide. Could be a little smaller, but let's just do 4.5 inches wide. Then I'm going to add a note onto that heart. So I grab a text box, and I did that quickly. Over on the design panel side here, you click on the icon text, and that will bring in a text box. Then you could start typing a message. Love you. Have a great day. And then, so now this is set to cut. So I want to change my style from a cut style to a writing style. Now it will write that layer instead of cutting the layer. And I just need to get it so it will fit inside my heart. So let's go about 3 inches on the width. And it will fit right inside my heart there. Love you. Have a great day. And I want to make sure that the machine knows to put the text, love you, have a great day, right on the heart where I have it placed on my canvas. So I'm going to take both of those layers and I'll attach them together. And that way, when I send it to my machine, those layers will work one layer right on top of the other layer. So then I'm ready to send it over. And I just need to pick my material. So I'll just use cardstock. We'll choose our machine. We're using the Cricut Joy. And I'm going to browse my materials because I just want to find cardstock here. And I'll use a medium weight cardstock, an 80-pound. So I just click that one. I say, yep, that's the one I want. And then my done button comes up and it tells me to go ahead and load my black clamp, my black pen into the clamp first. So let me show you how to do that. All you have to do is open up your Cricut Joy. So you open up the front where your clamp is, and just by moving that to the right, and then I can remove my cutting blade and put my pen in. Now you have to remove the cap to your pen. So I always recommend storing that on the back side of your pen there, and then putting it into your machine like so. And I'm just going to click it down in there to make sure it's going to stay. And then I close my clamp. Okay, so I'm going to grab a piece of paper. Just use a nice little pink here. And we'll trim this down so it will fit onto the mat. So I'm just going to trim it 5 inches. Now, if I wanted to, I could use multiple hearts. If I had multiple people I needed to make cards for, I could go ahead and cut out a whole bunch of these for them all at once. Now, with my blue mat, I just adhere my paper onto the mat like this. And the first thing it will do, the machine will do, obviously, is write my message and then cut it. Sorry, I'm not straight when I'm holding it up like that. There we go. Okay, so I've got that on my mat. Now, when you load your mat into your Joy, it doesn't matter which side goes first. You have the same amount top and bottom. So we want to go ahead and slide that in there. And it's going to measure it and make sure I have enough paper to do the cut. So that's why you need that 10 inches behind you. So go ahead, I went ahead and loaded that in. And then let me share the screen again so you can see. It'll tell you to click the go button. So I'm going to go ahead and click the go button. And it'll start to write. Let's see. There we go. So now it's going to start writing. How cool is that? I wish you guys could see it working like from the overhead camera. It's very fun. So this is a great, you can even add like a little circle to cut out the heart. So you can add some string to it if you want to attach it to the outside of a lunch bag or something like that, or make a little sack of goodies and tie it around the tip of the goodies. You really can use your Cricut Joy with over 50 different materials. And when you go into Design Space, if you want to see what other materials you can cut with the Cricut Joy, go ahead and do Browse Materials with your Cricut Joy selected, and you'll see all the different materials that you can cut with the Cricut Joy between the two different mats. And then adding in your card mat gives you more flexibility of designs. Okay, now finish writing, and I take my fine point blade again. And we're going to drop that in here. And then I need to go back into Design Space and say go again. So let me say go. Okay, now it's going to think for a second, and then we'll start cutting it. So see, I didn't even touch it. It kind of pulled it out, made sure it had enough space. Now it's cutting it again. Okay, it's done its cut. I go back into Design Space and show you again. When you go back into Design Space, the great thing I love about the Joy is it really does walk you through step by step. So you don't miss a step. But there it is on my mat. And then to remove it, I always turn my mat upside down and remove my material from my mat, as opposed to, usually you want to do it on a flat surface. So I remove it upside down, as opposed to taking the cardstock off of the mat. This way, the cardstock doesn't wrinkle. And by wrinkle, I mean it doesn't roll on you. So if you remove the mat like that, and there's your little heart. So I've got that now. I can put that either as a tag. I can staple some ribbons to it and put it on like a little treat bag or anything like that. And I did that all with the Cricut Joy. Now, when you're done with your Cricut Joy, you do want to make sure that you've got it ready to put away. So you want to make sure you close it up, and that will keep it dust free. I keep mine closed when I'm not using it because I don't want dust and things to get inside here. You also want to make sure with your mats that you put your dust cover back on your mats, and this will keep your mats clean, so that your mats don't get dusty and dirty. If they do get dusty and dirty, you can take a baby wipe, like an alcohol-free baby wipe, and just wipe that down on your mat, and that will keep that nice and clean. And then I just want to show you, let's see if I have it in here. I think I do. Here it is. When I'm not using my Cricut Joy, I keep my cords contained in this little felt envelope. I got this from a store. I don't even remember where I got this, but I got it a while ago. And I put the Joy on it. And then that way I have my cords there, and that can just go up in a cubby hole or in a closet or on my kitchen counter until I'm ready to craft again. So that's kind of how I keep mine nice and clean and kind of put together. I did use the iron-on and my Joy to cut that out and make the little container there. So that is your Cricut Joy. I know we're kind of running out of time here, but I want to make sure we got any questions answered. Any maintenance questions anybody has about their Cricut Joy or anything like that, feel free to ask those questions. Anita, was there any questions that we didn't get answered? And I do appreciate everybody sticking around. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties at the beginning of the class. So I do appreciate you guys staying around and working with me.
Nope, we're good.
Okay.
There was one question on how long the cutters last. So the Joy, a lot does depend on how much you use them and how you store them. With the machines, you do want to make sure that you keep them in a clean environment and keep the dust out of them. Most machines, I mean, we do have a 1-year warranty, but machines, they're an electronic device. And so there's no real way to know, but I know I've used my Joy extensively for several years, and it is a beautiful little machine.
You know what, Anita, it is a beautiful little machine. My kids love, and I say kids, my kids are young adults, but my daughter, this was the first Cricut she got, and she wanted to take it to college, but she's like, I don't have room for everything. So she left it here, hers here. But it's a great machine. It's easy to use, especially with the mobility of the Design Space app. Really makes it so easy to use and very intuitive. So I hope everybody has fun, and you let us know. And this recording will be available for you all on the Michael's YouTube channel. Feel free. Let me show you something else real quick. When you get in your Design Space account and you get yourself all set up, I want to invite you to make your profile and let's see if I can view my profile here. Let me see. The reason I want to encourage everybody to make their profile and get their Cricut Access Design Space account set up is it's really fun to find inspiration and see, your projects that you've saved. So when you come into your Design Space account, you can see all the different projects that you have made or that you've shared. And when you go to the home screen here, in Design Space, you'll see projects that other people have made and shared. And if they give you inspiration and you want to save those projects or save those images, you can show some love with the little heart button, or save a project to work on later. And if you save projects, then you just click on My Stuff, and you can go into your bookmarked projects. Those are projects you saved. So any projects you've bookmarked are right here. Now, every now and then I do come through and clean this out because I didn't make the project or something like that. But it's always fun to go back and go, oh, I meant to do that. Maybe I'll incorporate that for another holiday or another season. And you can follow people whose designs you like and things like that. So it's really fun, and it's growing. That community is growing every day. So thank you all so much. Again, my name is Kesley Anderson, and it was great to spend the time with you today. And I can't wait to see what you guys create with your Cricut Joy. Have a great afternoon.